excited. I'm a little stressed at the moment, but I'm super excited. All right, let's see if technology is going to be my friend today. It looks like it might be working on both channels. Kind of amazing. Sometimes Restream hates me, and sometimes Restream actually does what I need it to do. It's a miracle. All right, let's make sure that I'm on Facebook. I need to reload. Sometimes that happens. And boom, there I am. Was that a little Kramer-esque? Oh, I entertain myself. You know what I can't see are comments. That's why I'm feeling a little left out here. I was doing a couple videos yesterday. Oh, so I hid the comments so it didn't show up on my screen. Here it is. Boom. Oh, and we're also missing, where would I find overlays? Boom. Watch this. Like a mural. Boom. Isn't that who said that? All right. Are we ready? Now, I have something hilarious to share with you. Good morning, everybody. Yay! I'm so excited. This is going to be such an exciting week. And my whole goal is to not just completely burn out. Oh, Mom, you're going to love this next bit. Okay. Ooh, I got some in my eye. Sorry. So we almost completely rebuilt a house. And as part of it, you know, when you're renovating, okay, come here. We're having a problem. Hold on. What's wrong?
I can't hear my teacher when she's talking.
Can you turn up the volume? Did you chat and tell her?
I told her with my voice.
Okay, and what'd she say? But she's probably answering.
She didn't say anything because I looked in the chat.
Okay, look in the chat and tell her there too.
Okay.
And then if all else fails, just turn it off and turn it back on again. Okay. So that's life. We're doing virtual school, and he can't hear his teacher, and his class just started. Okay.
I know what it is.
Okay. Oh, okay. Just do it really quickly. Yeah. Whew. Good morning. All right. It is totally 100% Monday, Roxanne. Good morning from Connecticut, Michigan. We're all over the place today. Did you do something with this video? There's subtitles today? What does that button do? Oh, no. Wow, didn't know what that did. I don't know if I have a choice over subtitles, but that's exciting. Okay, so, oh my gosh, did you hear the skates too? My son is on rollerblades while he's in virtual school. So back to my funny story about my house. So as we were renovating, their yard just got all shades of messed up, and we didn't really have a usable backyard, and so we've been carving that out and putting it, like my husband is trying to build a, not tree house because it's not actually, like a playhouse. And we hired a very old friend of ours who owns his own landscaping company to do the yard. Now, when you hire a friend, he really likes to take care of us. We've known him since middle school. And so he doesn't put us first because he's trying to cut us a deal, and we've been waiting a very long time. So guess what day, and by a very long time, I'm talking like almost a year. But guess what day he decided to get started? I'm not kidding. At 9:45, I saw these trucks roll up, and I'm just like, oh my God, what are the chances? And so I'm going to go out there and give Kevin a super hard time. But that's what I do because we've known each other for so long. So, Mom, I thought that you would really love that story because you know it's true. Okay. Whew. Deep breathing exercises. So today we are going to go over, I'm going to share my sewing journey. I didn't find pictures for everything because if you know me at all, you know I'm pretty terrible at taking pictures of things I've made. We're going to talk about some bonuses that I have lined up for new family members. We have a special sale going on each day of the week. That's exciting. And I'm going to share a video testimonial from one of our current members that really got me. Okay. You're just going to have to bear with me with the very heavy machinery coming through my front yard right now as I'm just going to keep laughing because that's really all I can do. It's just so funny. Oh my gosh, there really never is. It's like the machinery is so big that my body is shaking as it goes by. Anyway, whew. Okay, without further ado, welcome to the Confident Sewist Summit. Hello! I am really excited, and my son is back. It's okay. Tell her in the chat, okay? Just tell her in the chat. Usually there will be a recording. We'll try and figure it out later. I gotcha. And I'm sure that won't be the last time that I'm interrupted too, because that's live. Good morning. Okay, so today we have the Weekender Tunic for women and kids. We just went ahead and went all out on sale for 50% off. Now, if you've been around here, sure, Mom, that's fine. They were all woven, that's why. So we have the Weekender Tunic on sale for today only. It's 50% off. And if you've been around here for a while, you know that it is one of my favorites. Okay, and here is today's Weekender Tunic. Now, I own a lot of these. I wore one last week that was just the scoop neck version during Tipsy Tuesday. This is today's. I love these stripes. Now, I'm going to show you what I really love about the Weekender. So, excuse me while I take this off. Guess what? This is the Weekender too. So, my lights in here make my sewing room a little bit warm. But this is the Weekender. So if you cut, it has an extended shoulder, which I like because I don't have to do any adjustments with my broad shoulders. The only thing that I hacked on this to make it slightly different is instead of folding under and just sewing the neckline like I did on my waffle knit one from last week. That's how the Weekender is set up. I also did a fun little hack where I ruched the sides. This is a really lightweight jersey from Purple Seamstress, and it was just funky. It had like trees and mountains on it. I think they're technically volcanoes, but you can't really tell. I just liked it because it wasn't stripes or floral or whatever. But right here, this is just a fun little hack, and all it is 1/4 inch elastic in the seam allowance. But because my fabric is so lightweight, it kind of breaks this all up. And the Weekender is a loose fitting pattern around your hips. So this is like a go-to easy shirt. I love it. The video is out of sync. I don't know what that means on YouTube. Interesting. Lou, I would try reloading the window. Or pause. Oh, no, you can't pause it because I'm live. I promise I'm super smart. Wow, we have 3 kids who are all wearing rollerblades this morning because it's Monday. Ooh, okay. So can you wait? Yeah, I did it right. Can you see my pink Post-its back there? So one of my things that I like to do is to be really present, and I write every new member's name on a Post-it note, and I just sort of like, you can think of it however you want. It's a spiritual thing, and so you can think of it as positive energy, you can think of it as vibes, you can think of it as praying, whatever butters your toast. I like to have a moment with each individual member as they join. So this morning, if you've already joined, I've sent you some positive energy your way. And I'm going to be putting all of the names over on my bulletin board back there. This was a practice that was shown to me, and it was like it surprised me. I just felt really moved that somebody out there was thinking about me, especially during a rather trying time. And so I really wanted to, do that for you. So there you go. You've got somebody out in the world thinking about you this morning. I'm so excited that people are already joining. That is awesome. If you haven't already, jump over to the announcements in the 5 out of 4 patterns group, and you will see a condensed version of my stages of a confident sewist. Now I went ahead and I made it condensed. Like, I took out a lot of the meat and potatoes, and I gave a little room for you to leave notes. Oh my gosh. And it's just so we can, you know what I'm talking about, and it's just a little visual. But I think it would be really nice to go over each step every day this week. And if you have any questions, as always, you can pop them in the comments while I'm live. I will try and stay live and make sure I answer any questions that come up, but I will also be really heavily in my PMs this week, my DMs on Instagram, and my email. So if you need me, I'll be there. Little Jackson 5 for you. Okay. Whew. So we've crossed that off. All right, the success path. Now, let's see if I might have to make this a little smaller. Here we go. So this is the first, wait, that made it bigger. Holy moly. Kellen, I'm still live. Yes, bud.
I'm gonna watch from the credit and I'm gonna look for a problem.
Okay. Love you too. What? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm getting the play-by-play. All right. I figured out the Zoom. I don't know what that was about. My pinching wasn't working. So here we go. The stages of a confident sewist. Now, part of the reason I did this, as I was thinking back about my own journey, I'm writing on myself, and it became clear that there were like very obvious jumps in my skills. Let me make sure I stay in the comments so in case anybody asks me a question, I don't miss it. I hope I need a bigger bulletin board. That will be, I might actually cry. Allison, you should have gotten an email if you're on the wait list. It would have been a really juicy one too. So I'm going to make a note to check. You know what? Sometimes they make you double opt-in just for, like, there's all these rules now about being on an email list. So if you could search your email for like Jessica at 5out of4.com, it might have gone to spam or something like that. But there's a way to whitelist my email, and you can also send me an email, and sometimes that works. I had an issue last week with a PDF pattern designer to where I sent her an email and then she responded. Well, I sent her an email and it went to spam, and then she responded and it went to spam. It made no sense. Anyway. Oh, yeah, the play-by-play. Oh, I love that everybody's helping you too. Hello from Berlin. Good morning. Or you're not morning there. Oh, I have the promotions list too. It's exhausting. And then I try and delete a whole bunch of them and I get nervous. It's from the 25th. That would have been Friday. No, this one would have been this morning, Allison, at 6 a.m. How about, let me go over and look real quick. Well, bear with. Did you guys ever see Miranda? Because that's one of my favorite shows. It says, now it doesn't show me, it shows me that I have 222 people on the wait list, but only 206 actually got the email. So that tells me there was probably some compliance thing. All right, if you didn't get the waitlist email, send me a message. I'll get you taken care of. Oh, Allison. Oh, I'm sorry you were booted out of YouTube. That's no good. All right, well, if you're on the wait list, definitely check it out. But if you didn't, just send me a message. I'll get you taken care of. It's all good. Okay? Wow, that's exciting. 4 p.m. Oh, that's like the witching hour. All right, definitely send me an email or a message, carrier pigeon, whatever you like. Good morning. All right, so stages of a confident sewist. As I was going through my projects, which I have a slideshow to share with you, it's so exciting. I got a little verklempt watching my kids. Mary, however you want is fine. I'll be all over the place. You can do Facebook PM or you're on YouTube, so you can send me an email or Facebook PM, whatever floats your boat. So I was looking through all of my projects, and it was just, it got me a little like, I was like, my babies are so small. And so I was really having a good time. But before that, as I was coming up with this success path, the whole purpose of a membership is to help you get from point A to point B, right? Oh, well, that's good, June. That worked out. And I'll even double check that you should have gotten an email after me. I'm winking at you with a little special bonus for joining from the wait list. So we'll make sure that works. But I really wanted to provide a way to go from beginner to confident. And while I still understand very much so, that it's not a straight path. It's not a linear process. It kind of looks crazy, right? Just like life. There are definite steps where new projects and new techniques and new notions and new. Okay? And so I tried to separate them out into a way that just like gave people a place to start. Because that's all we need sometimes is inspiration and a lot of perspiration. There's that movie, The Hudsucker Proxy, where he's like 98% perspiration. And so I started my sewing with quilting as well. So it's, as I was going through today, we're just going to do a really quick overview. There's 4 stages. Again, it's not meant to be linear. But once you're inside the membership portal, you'll see like the full version of this, and it gives project ideas. And then the way that the content will be laid out each week is every Monday, a new piece of content will be added to our content library for the membership, and it will be geared towards one level. Now, it's not going to go in order either because we have people at all different levels. And so it's going to be like, actually last week somebody asked for an FBA on the Sherry pattern. Well, that's a pretty I had to wrap my mind around it. And so I did a video and uploaded it under stage 4. And the reason that I put under stage 4 is because it was a little bit more advanced than just a traditional FBA, because you had to do it twice, and there was some, like, you've seen the Sherry pattern, right? It was just a little bit more to wrap my head around. And then this morning, I uploaded 3 documents about the anatomy of a fabric. Well, that's stage 1. That's just to help beginners start to understand, because as you start to look at my pictures, you'll realize how clueless I was when I started sewing. All right, so real quick, I'm just going to zip through this because we are going to be covering it in more depth. This is me in my sewing room. It's a little bit cleaner. The kids are sitting outside with their skates on. So it's just about it being a roadmap. And so this will really help you make big jumps. And this is a little blurb about me looking cute. That's in my Nancy Raglan. That's one of my favorites. Stage 1, it's easy as ABC. I love the Jackson 5. Fabric choice for different patterns. That is a great example of a question you can ask in the 5 out of 4 family, because we can talk about any patterns, not just 5 out of 4, which is just so freeing. And there's no promotion in there. So it's kind of amazing. So these are just different things to look out for, things you might be thinking, and things to learn. Oh, it did work. Stage 2 is shake it off. It's all about making mistakes in order to learn. I'm a huge fan of failing fast and failing often. I can be very honest and say I was not a huge fan of this as a child. Cough, cough. But as an adult, it's something that my husband and I try to openly embrace so that our kids aren't crazy perfectionists. But they are, don't worry. And I'm a recovering perfectionist. Don't let me fool you. So again, things you might be thinking, things to watch out for. This is like, you're not a complete newbie. You got a couple things under your belt, but you're still not sure on how to, like, you might post in the PDF group, can I have a dress with no closures? You know, that I see that a lot. And it talks about different types of fabrics and stretch percentages. It's just about one step up from just getting sewing going. Oh, Allison, I have a great book. I got to remember the name of it. I'm going to put a little note, but it's about perfection. And it's a girl who like juggled and then she sneezes in the middle of her talent show. Anyway, it's a really cute book. We read a lot. Good morning. That's true. We did just do an interview. We had two different ones. One was like an athletic fabric shop, and then one was more of a fashion fabric shop. And it was fast. Like the athletic fabric shop was Discovery Fabrics, and the amount of technical information she had in her head, all of us were like scribbling notes like mad. It was just amazing. Slightly overwhelming, but amazing. Allison, if you don't hear from me, I wrote a message to myself, but definitely send me a PM and I'll get it because I can see the cover. It's something makes a mistake. And if one of my twins rolls by, I'll ask him. All right, stage 3, hooked on a feeling. You guys know I love to sing. I'm not very good at it though. So this is one where you're like, I love it. I want to sew all the time. And this is a huge step forward, right? It's a really exciting time. You're starting to get into fitting because you're realizing like, wait, it's not supposed to fit. My body's different than my neighbor's. It's very different. Oh, that makes my heart so happy. That's exciting. Okay, I will post it in the group. As soon as they roll by, they will be here in just a minute. And then stage 4, stage 4 is everything is awesome. And so it's kind of the beginning and kind of the end, right? Because I'm going to be perfectly clear. I actually originally had a stage 5. But then stage 5 looked really light on paper, but really it's that moment. Because as you start, you can hack a pattern, but then as you make enough changes, you're really designing your own pattern, and you're kind of deciding wait, do I want to do something more with this? And it's really getting out of your comfort zone, pushing for a little bit nicer finishes on the inside, learning more fitting techniques, maybe more advanced fitting techniques. This is like the world is your oyster at this level. I can hear the skates outside, but I can't see anybody. Oh, wait, that was Kellen. I think my husband came down, so I'm saved from that interruption for just a second. Okay. So again, this download is in the announcements of the 5 out of 4 patterns group. I'm reading all the comments right now. It's so great. Oh, one of the things that I'm really, 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 really trying. That's okay. Why is that bad? Oh, and now the 12-year-old's yelling at my son for interrupting me. That's okay. Deep breathing. But he did interrupt me to tell me that the neighbor was walking her dog outside. I don't know why. All right, so who's ready to see my babies? One thing that I don't talk a lot about, and I think in the beginning, I didn't share this because I was such a perfectionist. Again, I still am. I'm not lying. That I really feared imposter syndrome. And so I didn't fear it. Oh, we missed you last week, Tara. I'm just saying. I noticed. It's not Tuesday, but I'm here every day this week. Imposter syndrome, what I've realized as I've started working on my marketing skills and entrepreneurial skills in general, I joined this great creative membership called the Florist Tribe. Holy moly, somebody's calling me. It's through Bonnie Christine. She's a designer for art gallery fabrics. I actually took a class of hers all about creating repeating patterns and designing fabric. It was amazing. It's only offered once a year. But she really helped me realize that I wasn't alone. And so finally, I decided that it's more of an inspiration than anything else, because if you have enough gumption, that's actually my husband's favorite word, you can achieve anything. Hi, Jenny. Good morning or good afternoon there. And so you're going to see, here's the hot tip. I have only been sewing for just over 10 years. I don't know if that surprised you, but it might. And so when you're looking at my pictures, let me pull this up. You're going to see my babies like growing with me. Oh, okay. My goal is to not cry today. Raise your hand if that's your goal. That's my goal. I don't know what happened to me. Okay. I'm not a crier at all, but man, am I a crier now. So the very first thing that even would be called sewing was this advent calendar, okay? And mostly, none of that was done on a sewing machine. I don't even think I owned a sewing machine at the time. This was, I didn't used to always cry. I just didn't. And then these kids, they just like all my emotions. So, you can see the little pockets. I had the kids help. Actually, I don't even think I allowed them to help me because they were so little. But I painted little wooden ornaments and bells, and then I put them in the pockets. And the kids get to pick a day and hang it on a button. And so I sewed the buttons on by hand. At first, I tried to glue the little pockets on, and that didn't really work. So I ended up hand sewing them. We still use this advent calendar every year, and I am going to once my kids move out, I'm hoping to keep all the photos because I try and get a picture of them in front of it every year. Again. So this is Reevy putting the ornament on and Ginny in my arms. And I didn't make any of their outfits or any clothes in this picture. So let's see if I can. And here we go. This was my first piece of clothing, and it cost more than I care to admit. It's just a woven patchwork skirt, but for whatever reason, I was with a friend in Raleigh, and I went into a fabric store that carried designer quilting fabric. Oh no, Jenny, I'm so sad. I'm sorry he had to go back. Oh, that's the hardest. So this fabric in this skirt cost so much money, and I really didn't understand how colors went together, and I was having a really hard time seeing patterns together. So I think I mostly wore solids at this point in my life. Good morning. And then there's Miss Jenny in the remnant skirt. Again, this was just a rectangle that I gathered and added elastic to. I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm not going to go super slow because otherwise we'll be here all day. And then I started making a crayon roll. Now here's what I know to be true. What year was this? This would have been in 2009. And the advent calendar was 2008. So there's definitely things in between here, but I couldn't find them. And the reason I know there are things in between here, the first sewing machine I ever got was a hand-me-down Singer from my mother. It had been hers, and I would put the fabric in, and it was a mixture of me not knowing what I was doing and the machine probably not being used for a few years. It would eat my fabric and spit it to the side. And I honestly thought I was a terrible sewist. I really did. And I just remember looking at my husband and being like, what is going on? And then for my birthday, I think it was my birthday, it might have been Christmas. He bought me my very first sewing machine. It was an entry-level Husqvarna, nothing, no frills, nothing fancy, not even computerized. It was mechanical. He had called my great aunt in Indiana, who is a seamstress, to ask what kind to buy. And I put the fabric in and it sewed a straight line. And I remember running over him and being like, have you ever seen a line so straight in your life? And so it was a huge moment for me. I was like, I'm not terrible at this. And then one of the kids had a birthday party and I made little crayon rolls, which look super cute. But for us, we just need a big box of crayons. They were great for church and stuff like that. I kept them in my purse and they were great for events. The only thing about crayon rolls that I did not like was you could either use a hair tie or that corded elastic. And sewing over the corded elastic is just such a, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So this is a pair of pajama pants that I actually bought in my size. They say Mackinac. They don't say Island, but they say Mackinac on it. And I didn't try them on in the store. We were at Mackinac Island or on Mackinac Island. Bought them for myself. They were too small. And so I upcycled them before. That was cool, Tara. You see what I'm saying? When you posted that yesterday, I was like, you're going to see more in just a minute. But this is Miss Reevy feeling sassy in her new pants. And of course, they're way too long. Oh, thanks. And then we get into the crazy world of diapers. I had no idea what I was doing. This was one of my favorite t-shirts, though. Jenny has celiac disease, and she reacted to every kind of throwaway diaper, disposable diaper, of course. And so we were already in cloth diapers, but I realized pretty quickly that they were really expensive, and I was sewing, and some of them were starting to fall apart, which you can see. How fancy is this? You can see tension is off, everything, but it's awesome because I'm doing it. All those pins make my heart happy. But see, they were starting to fall apart. This is a hemp liner with the green border. There it is. And so I actually took that off and then reused the lining because we didn't have a ton of money. And I didn't want to keep buying like Zorb and some of these, this is hemp. And so buying some of the liners were really expensive. And at this time, I was actually knitting a lot. And so I knitted, I'm oversharing my crunchiness right now. But I knitted my own pair of wool longies for Jenny so that I could put her in just a cloth nappy with no cover, and then the wool longies. She wore a lot of those as a baby. If you want to see those pictures, they're not in here because they're knitting and not sewing, but you hear me. So this is what life looked like. This is my dining room, in case you're interested, and that is Jenny sitting on the floor with me. And we're super fancy, and my room is still that messy. Oh my goodness. So here's where I tried some fleece, same thing. And here's where I had no idea what to do. The fact that I found this picture in my in my files just was cracking me up because I thought I had another one that showed it, but this is like the band around the leg, and I didn't want the seam against Jenny's leg because I knew it would annoy her, but I had no idea what to do here. And I don't even know if I finished it, honestly. Classic. And this is what I had to deal with every day. That's the sewing machine cover, and they're just going nuts. So here we get into my first woven dress on the right. I really wanted to be able to make that Hannah Anderson dress, but I didn't know how to sew with knits, and so my mama bought me that. And so I made this little woven dress for Reevy on the right, and I did that whale applique. I had no idea how to do appliques, but I was so proud of this. And of course, their glitter shoes are too cute. And then my first peasant dress is also on Reevy. Jenny's still wearing the same dress. They're at the haircut store. I realized pretty quickly, my kids don't love, there's a couple of pillowcase dresses and these peasant dresses. I forgot something. I'll have to show you tomorrow because it's an epic make. I knew I would forget an epic make. We didn't love the loose fitting, especially Jenny. She has to have slimmer fitting at her waist. It's like a sensory thing. So here's my husband and my kiddos and my first pillowcase dress for Easter morning. I never understood the sizing because they always seemed huge. She immediately took it off. Just keeping it real, folks. And then I made my niece a sketchbook holder and a little pencil pouch. And this is me. I put these out of order. Okay, so when I was pregnant with my son, I wanted to make, this was a jump up in my skills, folks. This was where I sort of transitioned to the next phase. I decided I wanted to make Reevy and Jenny, my two oldest kids, gifts so that, they would always have it to remember their brother being born. Okay, they were 4 and 2. They couldn't have cared less. But I made 2 twin-size quilts on my home sewing machine with Amy Butler fabric. So I could have just gone to Pottery Barn Kids and spent less money, but the more you know, right? And you can see it. It's all straight lines. It's nothing fancy, but I had the best time. So there I am. You can't see my prego belly. That's also our dining room. I don't know why we never ate in a dining room. That's so funny. And then here's the other one. So they were like of the same fabric line, but two different colorways, which is typical in quilting fabric as you're designing. Amy Butler has always been one of my favorite designers. She now does these trips to like India. She's not doing them right now, but they sell out like 2 years in advance. I can't even plan 2 weeks in advance. Anyway, I don't want to lose my voice, so bear with me. And then I decided we needed a duvet cover too. Now you can see my Prego belly. So I did not have a pattern for this. Again, we're stepping up our game, right? And I put together a little duvet cover. And then I wanted to make a quilt for my bed. Okay, I try really hard not to badmouth my husband because he's awesome. But here's where we disagreed back in 2010. He was scared of color and I was color crazy. So I wanted to do a string quilt where every block was a string, and he begged me. Oh, thank you, Julie. And that's it. Like where there's a will, there's a way, right? Is that a cliche? Like if you have the drive, you can do almost anything. We actually have a joke about that here because like my husband and I will be watching a movie and I'll be like, I could have done that, like a race car driver. And we just laugh because like it's a joke because I would never drive fast in cars. Like I can't even imagine. But I really believe that. And so it's just a fun thing. Anyway, so my husband begged me to have the white squares in between. This is where I learned about the 6,000 shades of white. This is actually snow. It's kind of sad that I remember that. And there I am. My grandfather actually made that bed as a wedding gift. But you can see I did that one quilt right under, or that one stripe on the back side under my arms just for my side of the bed. And that was me just being cheeky. Thank you, Roxanne. This is actually still on our bed. We use it all the time. And I quilted it on my home sewing machine, which might be why that sewing machine didn't last that long. No, I'm just kidding. It was fine. It was just straight lines, but it was very heavy. And I had to put the dining room table like out in front of me so that I could like push it through and then go around and pick it up and then push it through. All right. So this is what not to do. Don't get on to me about how this isn't safe. Okay. Ignorance is bliss. After 2 daughters, I was expecting a son. And so I took apart the car seat cover and then I redid it. Let's not get into a fight about how this isn't safe and how it voids the warranty. Again, I was learning this was an incredibly tedious project. I will never do it again. But I did it. And it was just about taking apart a really disgustingly dirty car seat cover and doing it in different fabric. And then we started doing birthday outfits. So this is for Miss Jenny's 2nd birthday. And she loves monkeys. And this was a quote from Riley Blake, I think. And, oh, I have 2 pictures of the same thing. So I started making something for the kids. Oh, back to the car seat. Sorry. Know better, do better. I like that. And then here's my first bag. This is another Amy Butler bag and pattern. And actually, look at this. If you can see me in the corner here, I still use it. It's totally frayed along the handle and a lot of work, frankly, to take it apart and fix it. I could just patch it, I guess. But I was so proud of this bag. I use it as a diaper bag all the time. It has pockets on the inside. I really think that bag making and quilt making helps you embrace. Oh, I know somebody wants to say something. I know. Know better, do better. Know better, do better. I think quilting and bag making help you embrace ironing, as in pressing, because pressing is important in sewing. I don't press my clothes outside of sewing. And it helps with precision. And it helps you understand, embrace the fray. I do, yeah. It helps you understand interfacing. Amy Butler loves her some interfacing. So there's the inside of it, mixing all the colors and everything. I don't know if it matches or not, but it makes my heart happy. And there's Miss Reevy holding it for me because she was proud of me too. This is actually a post on the blog. I made it long before 5 out of 4 started. And it is one of our We Always. We have it for every person in the family except Stella. It will be there by May. And we hang it up on their birthday. And there they are. And so I always had to make the littles matching stuff. And so here's Reevy's birthday. It's her 4th birthday. She had a little gathered skirt. So again, I didn't have a pattern for this. I just started figuring out, okay, I have to multiply it times 2 for the second tier and trying things. You're going to see some that worked and some that didn't work. And a lot of these were the night before the birthday party. Okay, they're too cute. Sorry, I'm boring you. Okay, look at that cute face. And then I made a bunch of birthday or Christmas presents. You know, I think some of them were in an album on Facebook. This one was. I didn't have it on my computer, but I had it on Facebook. Oh, I hear Stella crying. Sadness. But this was a Christmas present for my aunt. It's a little jewelry roll, and it was zippers and everything. There's a clutch that I made for my niece. I'm going to try and zoom through these so you're not, sitting here all day. So upcycling again, Tara. This was a pair of cargo pants from my husband, and I upcycled them into a purse for my niece, and she still talks about how cool it was. So that was obviously a win for the teenager. And that is a purse that I made for my mother-in-law. The handle was a little short. And then here we go. Here's my next step up into knits. This is a Mod Kid pattern. We still have this dress, and the fabric was amazing. It was, shoot, I'm drawing a blank on her name, but it was her fabric too. But it was a little big. See how it's too big on her? So then I put it on the older kid. Fit her perfectly. This is a birthday outfit that I made for one of our dear, dear friends. And you can see where I got a little fancy on my top stitching with my machine. I had upgraded my machine at this point because I was sewing a lot of hours. And here we are about to go to a wedding. And this is probably one of the big 4. I probably got it at Joann's. The bodice is too big, etc., etc. But she's so happy. And I made matching ones. There she is. And we still have these dresses too. Oh, classy. So here we are. For some reason, I didn't have the pictures of this outfit, but you can see it in bits and pieces here. It's like a layered skirt, woven, super full. This is where I started to realize, yeah, they're super cute. Oh, wait. But my kids wouldn't wear them. And so we wore them for pictures with a photographer. And this is their butts, sorry. And this is where I kept trying applique and fussy cutting. I love birds. And this had a matching skirt. I don't know if I have it or not. And then we have one of those tag blankets. Again, I didn't know that I needed to cut the ends of the ribbons. And I do know, though, that you're not allowed to call it a taggy blanket because that's a copyright word. But Tiffany actually just did a post on our blog on how to do one of these. And that's my son, Kellen. He's super cute. Oh, here's the bird outfit. Matching skirt. Again, just a rectangle. And me trying to applique. And here we are looking fancy. I did not make my dress. J. Crew made that dress. Oh, really? So funny. They're so cute. And here I started to realize that sometimes no closures and no inset sleeves, I didn't like it. And so then this is still I'm still learning by doing. Oh, I'm trying to get better about not waiting till the last minute. And I promise you're not going to be here all day. This, I don't remember who did this pattern, but it was probably a paper pattern I bought at a fabric store. So not Joann's, but at a quilting store. We lived in Virginia at the time. But see how it doesn't have separate sleeves? It just, ugh. Oh, here it is on Jenny. Again, they probably wore it once, and we don't have this dress anymore. We gave it away. So the reason I have this one is my friend Phil, who's also my son's godfather. But if you can see Reevy in the foreground, this is a little dress I attempted for her where I attempted to do a ruffle on the neckline. We didn't keep this one very long either. It's the only picture I had of it. And here are some Bridesmaids bags I did. Actually, these are the little mini tote bags I did for the flower girls. And there's the bigger ones I did for the bridesmaids. This is for my cousin. And then we had another wedding to go to. So this is a scientific no. Jennifer, oh man. It's not scientific seamstress, it's the other one. Anyway, it'll come to me later. I don't have a better picture, but it had almost a cummerbund look to the front of it. We have these dresses and we still wear them. Only for fancy occasions though. So here's an example of a skirt that didn't quite work for the 3rd birthday. This is that I got at Joann's, and it's the really scratchy kind. We didn't wear this very long. See, she wore it that day, though. And no, I didn't make any of these birthday shirts because I've never owned an embroidery machine. Just more of the same. Rectangles made into skirts. This is another good example where I put tulle at the bottom, just trying new things. And it was scratchy. And again, I'm just learning, but I did a drawstring waist. And it's just like trying and trying and trying. And when they're little, they don't always care. They're just so excited. But then they might not reach for that outfit, right? Hey, look, that's me. This is a Hanes sweatshirt that I just decided to fancy up with some remnants from my quilt. And so I covered the pockets and the hood. I still wear the sweatshirt. And then there's Jenny wearing the same pillowcase dress. Here we get into Christmas. I started making our Christmas outfits. These, again, are more than likely the big four. So they were oversized to begin with. But look how cute they are. Poor Kellen got left out. Oh, back to the, you can see the, we're doing construction. Thank you. I love having short hair. I bathe more often. Sis Boom. Thank you. That was the name of it. Back to the peasant dresses. And this was an apron I made for my sister. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did it. And it's super cute. And you can kind of tell it looks like Wonder Woman. All right, here's another leap. I knew that we would get here eventually. My first leotards. Jenny used to do gymnastics a ton. Here is a secret. Look how proud she is. I had no idea what type of fabric to use. The top here is called lame. It is not the right kind of fabric. But look, here's my second one. Again, I started, like, the color blocking was part of it. This is I'm going to mispronounce the name. Jolly is a great pattern company. But I tried to do the bands, and it was the wrong type of fabric, so it didn't work very well. But look how happy they are. They're just so excited. Again, here I tried to do binding. This one, we wore out this pattern, or this heart fabric. But look, they're so excited, and I just kept going. Oh my gosh, this green fabric was money. And we wore this one out too. So here's another birthday skirt where I tried doing tiers. Didn't know what I was doing, but at least I did a rolled hem on my new serger. And I knitted that hat. I decided that I didn't like the unreusable birthday crowns, and so I did knit crowns. Then the twins are born, and Reeve celebrates her 6th birthday with a patchwork quilt and she picked out the fabric on this one with crowns and princesses on it, and she asked for a crown with gold trim. So there you go. And then I made my mom a bag. Oh, I found the bag actually just yesterday, and I meant to show you, but I don't know where I put it. And I tried like freehand embroidering like on my machine. I was pretty proud of that. What's wrong? Come here. Jenny needs help. So then I made some Valentine's gifts. This was after we moved to Georgia. I'm live. Okay. They don't have anything. Okay. Okay. Can you just see if he's available right now? I'm sorry. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm almost done. You can't. We have our little kids think it's okay to do electronics between classes, and then they forget that they have class. And anyway, so I made matching doll clothes and a headband. Look. This was after we moved to Georgia. I tried a what do you call it? A robe. Totally had a brain. So this is a robe that I tried, and it was from a blog post, and I realized this was a turning moment for me. It's going to sound ridiculous because it's just a robe, but the way that this pattern was written, it was like, it'll all work out. And I don't like that. I like math. I can't handle it when things like aren't precise. And I started to realize, like, wait a second, I need to know actual measurements. And yeah, more leotards, different fabric. This one is actually a really thick sort of control fabric. Tried a one shoulder one, just a hack that I did with a little ruffle. I keep saying I'm going to do this pattern and I haven't done it yet. And then we have the twins. I loaned one of these to one of my dear, dear friends, and so I didn't have them for Stella. But I loved the little ruffle butts, and here they're playing with them. How cute are they? Oh my gosh, twins. And then I covered a high chair. When you have twins, like the world comes out and gives you all their hand-me-downs, and some of the high chairs were really, really dirty. And so I recovered it in this sort of vinyl. That was new and not easy and bright. And then this is a peekaboo pattern for the twins that is just adorable. But here's what I learned. And it's a cute little pattern, right? It's adorable. But the minute you wash this, I had to iron it. Ugh. I don't iron clothes for my children. I believe this is also peekaboo. It might have been, anyway, I'm pretty sure it was peekaboo for Kellen. And here's where I started working for Green Style as a pattern tester at first and still sporting the short hair. As you can see, I skipped a lot right here. We were moving. I had twins. After the twins were born, we'll go back to that instead of, that's so cute. I love my babies. After the twins were born, one of the things that changed for me is we moved 600 miles. I didn't know anybody. And I needed quiet personal time. I don't watch TV. I do read a lot, but I don't watch a lot of TV. And I started sewing from 6 p.m. to midnight almost every night. We would put the kids in bed between 6 and 6:30. And it was like my quiet time. I remember my husband would come in and would sit in my chair just to be with me. And a lot of times it was great, but then he would want to show me a YouTube video or show me something. And I'd be like, I can't handle any more noise right now. It was just too much. And so this is one of the projects I took on, and it is still sitting in my sewing room today. It took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to do it, but somebody gave us a free chair. And this is my sewing room, also the formal dining room. We don't currently live in this house anymore, but that's the iron that caught on fire when we first had our first babysitter ever. Oh, scheduled bedtimes, Tara. Yeah, you feel me. So I was definitely doing a lot of sewing. And I sewed all the time. This was a pair of pajama pants I attempted for my sister. This was we have a friend who has Downs, who's also a twin, and I was I thought I had another picture of it. Making her a gown for the hospital. Oh, thanks for the hair comments. I love short hair. It will be short again. Oh, look, there's another one. I made this dress. I just sewed a lot. This was some Girl Scouts function. I made Reevy's dress here. Here's some underwear that I was comparing, but I made the R2D2 ones. Oh, there's another hospital gown. How many years have I been in Georgia? We have been here for 8 years. I never thought I would come back to Georgia. Sorry. I don't know how long I'm going to stay. Anyway, we're here and we live near family now, so that's really nice. I really did need it. It was my time of introspection and calm, really sorting my thoughts, everything in between. And I made huge leaps in what I was able to do and figuring things out. And you'll never see me in a bra and underwear on the internet again, but this is one I did for Angie over at Green Style. Let's move right along. The twins looking super cute. These are more Green Style patterns when I was testing for her. Angie really helped. That's it. She helped. She helped set me up. At the time, I didn't think I wanted to start my own business, and she pushed me to do that. And yeah, I'm forever thankful to her. But how cute are they? And there's the chair. Oh my gosh, it's so bright and it's so beautiful, and I love it so much. And I just want to, I tend to collect chairs. Oh, that's my last picture, which is kind of sad. So, coming back to me. So again, I do collect chairs. It's terrible. Let me go back to my schedule over here. I have a couple of other things. So there was a time where I started out with an Etsy store where I was sewing for other people, and I made it through one Christmas. And what I was doing was peasant dresses that I had then learned how to applique to make it look like Wonder Woman. And that's what I forgot to show you. And I realized pretty quickly people didn't want to actually pay me what my time was worth. And it still wasn't worth that much back then. And I was super stressed that I would have somebody be like, this seam isn't perfect. And we did one Christmas, and my husband looked at me and he's like, you're not happy. The family's stressed. It was just that moment where I was like, this is terrible. I immediately stopped sewing for other people. And it was impossible to make money because I was really in the red. And it was because I didn't have a big enough process to where I could buy fabrics wholesale. And I just didn't really know what I was doing, and I was learning. And yeah. And the thing I didn't include was me working on the knot pattern, but it's here somewhere. Anyway, so that is a brief overview. I skipped a lot of years in there, but hopefully you get the idea. I think that's totally true. And Jenny, the beautiful thing about working on children's clothes is they use small pieces of fabric. You have to make mistakes to learn, right? So if there's, I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any questions in the comments. If I did, you can just ask me again. But again, the doors to the 5 out of 4 family are open. And part of the reason I started this membership is I've been here in Georgia for 8 years and I don't have a community. And I totally know that a lot of this is me, but a lot of it is as you get older, it is harder to make friends. My kids are super busy. And so a lot of the acquaintances I have are at my kids' activities. Well, once my kid changes teams or something like that, like I stop seeing somebody, and it's just back and forth and back and forth. And I don't know anybody that sews. I actually last year, one acquaintance was like, hey, there's somebody in the kids' class who owns one of your patterns. And I'm like, introduce me. But we could never make it work. And it was just this mix of like, by the time I do get my kids in bed, this is me. Right. And so I just struggle to form connections. And I kept thinking about it. And it turns out there are other people out there who also want a strong community. And so I did it. And here we are. Allison, I am not putting a cap on how many people I'm allowing to join the family. It's only open for this week. I'm really not expecting thousands to come out, I'll be honest. And part of the reason I'm not putting a cap on it is because, one, I'll hire help to help me with community management, but I really feel like we is greater than me. And so I really think that the more we can serve, the better off more people can be. And so I really want to make sure that I serve as many people who need the community and need everything. I have faith that we can all work together and make it an encouraging and safe community. And again, we're not talking about 1,500, 2,500, 5,000 people. So no, I haven't put a cap on it. I love hearing things like that. My sewing has improved exponentially since joining. I have one more thing that I want to share with you. This is, and I wrote it down phonetically, Annalika. I don't know if she's online because I can't see all the names. But she shared a little bit of one of her favorite things about the 5 out of 4 family, and I'm going to share it with you real quick. Let me get it pulled up here and get me out of the way. All right, let's see if you can hear this. Oh my gosh, this was me when I was watching this. Are you ready? Like, oh, you can't hear her. Why doesn't the sound come in? Oh, I'll post it in the Facebook group. It's so good. Oh wait, I know why. Hold on. Bear with. I bet I can figure this out. Oh my goodness, that button didn't work. Mic. If I move it to the... So my sound is going to get really bad right here. How about now? All right, well, I will post this video in the group. Let me change mine. Oh, that's so frustrating. All right, well, we'll get that worked out for tomorrow. I thought if I changed... Man, there's got to be a way to do it. Oh, you can hear it on YouTube, but not on Facebook. Oh, wait, but Tara couldn't hear it on YouTube. I'll post it. My sound is bad. That's why I switched to this microphone right here, because this microphone both looks cool and is cool. Okay, is there any more questions today? I will post the video in the Facebook group because it's just lovely, and it really moved me. And then I'll get my tech guy, because you know it's not me. All right, so today we just did a brief overview. I shared my journey. Something just broke in the kitchen. And I'm going to be here all week, so you can join me every day at 10 a.m. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can also ask me in the comments here, and I'm going to go help my son because it appears he has hurt himself. So thank you all for being here, and I will see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Take care.